Hello, everyone. This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. Welcome to today's live lesson. Just a reminder that these live streams happen every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hit the link below for the schedule. It's going to be in the comments section. Also, if you haven't, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also the notification bells or icon, whatever that thing looks like, so you can get reminders, notifications whenever I go live for these lessons. Okay, but again, the schedule is going to be at the bottom, and hit up the links in the cards and also the video description as well for links to the sheet music, because you need sheet music to play piano, unless you're totally doing this by ear. But if you're only planning to do it by ear, you are seriously limiting yourself here. Okay, just had to throw that out there. And also, if you once you're understanding all the stuff that I'm teaching you in these lessons, these concepts, then you should head on over and click the tutorial, which is also in the links and the video description. And I keep hitting my ring. All right. If you understand the stuff that I'm teaching you here, you should be able to kind of do it yourself in the tutorials without any instruction from me. Okay. All right. Anyway, today this is Memory from Cats. It's like singing cats. Personally, I think it's kind of creepy, but you know, it's a beautiful song. Andrew Lloyd Webber. This is for easy piano. So we're gonna get started. All right, I'm gonna show you the most efficient way to practice this. And if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. All right. This better be. That looks good. Okay. All right. I'm actually just gonna give you that first page. It's not a lot of notes here, so something that I don't think you can't handle. If you need to, you can kind of divide this up into smaller sections. Just whatever is the easiest option for you, or the best option. Okay. But I'm just giving you an entire page because, you know, page turns, and it's going to ruin the flow of this live stream. So I'm just, you know, just one page at a time. Okay. Now from the beginning, here's the melody. Very simple, but geez, what a beautiful melody. Okay, let's try it together from the beginning. Right hand, ready, set, go. Yeah, it's ready, set, go. Alright, on the left hand, we simply have chords going down by a third. Okay, so the roots going from C, okay, C to A to F, okay? Now, I need a little way to practice this more efficiently, just to turn this into a simple exercise. That's all I would do there. I'm going to tell you why this is a really great way to exercise, and if you can remember to try to do this on your own in other pieces of music or songs you are doing, is I'm basically making it harder than what's written on the page. So when you actually get back to the page, it's a lot simpler. It's like the idea of, if you follow like professional sports, right? Their practices usually are just legendarily very intense because they just really want to break you down. So then when you come back to the actual game, the performance, it's a lot easier than practice. Now, whether you win or lose is another story, okay? All right. So that's one way to practice. You can also just do chords. Okay? So. Or. Okay, now we're going to go back and just do that whole page. Alright, now let's try it together. We'll do it a lot slower, right? Ready, set, go. Alright, now I want to say a quick note about repetitions, and I'm not really giving you any instructions for how many times you need to do it, because that's actually quite personal. Like most black and white teachers are going to say this is the truth or this is not the truth. They'll just tell you that you need to do it like a million times in a row perfectly, and then it will be good. But that's actually not quite true. Like repetitions matter less. It's more how you do them. So instead of doing it 10 times in a row, it's actually better to do it maybe a few times, but spread out your attempts. Like, waiting a little bit in between. So let's say you tried it one time, the left hand. It doesn't have to be perfect, all right? As long as it's not a mess, you can kind of let that be and then just move on. And then maybe practice session, come back and then try it again, all right? And then just leave it up to you what types of combinations you want to try. Right hand, left hand, hands together. That's also up to you as well, okay? But you do not have to do it like a million times in a row, all right? A lot of times I take it as a challenge, and this is a fun thing you might want to try out and do this with like easier music or even challenging music, where I gave myself a challenge with either a technical exercise or a piece of music that I was working on. I literally thought, what would happen if I only tried to play this once a day, every day, and to see like how long it would take to actually get mastered. And some difficult stuff actually took a few months, but let that sink in for a second. It's just one attempt a day. It took me a few months, but I got it in one attempt each day. Okay, and this was extremely difficult repertoire that I was working on, like bar talk or something. So it is possible. Okay, so repetitions don't really matter as much consecutively. It's more if you space it out. It's called spaced repetition. If you want, look it up online. Okay, here's the next page. Okay, so we're gonna give that moan, but if you look at the same as gain, live again, not gain again, that second ending, it's the same notes, so it really you don't really have to practice the second section so much separately from that first one. And I'm talking about the repeat here. Those repeats, those notes are pretty much the same. Okay. Now here's the right hand again from low. I'm going to add the left hand here because this is part of the melody. I'll just stop right there. So let's just add that C in to let the melody continue on, okay? All right, right hand, here we go. Ready, set, go. Okay, now, left hand here, another chord right here. It's the left hand portion. I don't think it's really necessary to be religious about it and do it note by note and rhythm by rhythm. So let me just show you what I would quickly practice. So, and I'm kind of showing you smart cuts here. I like to call them smart cuts instead of shortcuts, because smart cuts are using your time efficiently, right? And shortcuts is like, I don't want you to think we're cutting corners, all right? So just a chord. And if you look at this accompaniment, it just goes. I don't think there's really any sense in practicing that. It's just these two notes. Okay? Basically doing that. And you can practice it in that time. We could basically speed it up here. Alright, and then simply here, it's just going down from C to G. Then we just have. So it's just this. So if you understand the basic patterns here, it really shortens the learning process. So it's just chord going between these two notes to A, okay, and then descending. Then at the end of the section, just going down from there. Okay? So just keep that in mind. You can just lightly practice it for when we go back to both hands. You'll find that you might actually be able to do it without even having to practice every single note on every beat in the left hand. Okay, back to both hands. Okay, and then quickly, I want to explain that this idea, the pattern recognition, that's also why a lot of teachers they don't really think of it this way, or maybe they do, all right? If you want to do scales, arpeggios, all these technical exercises, also harmonizations, because you're trying to learn as many different patterns as possible. So actually, when you focus on those technical things like that, and then many keys, actually, when you learn a song, it really shortens the learning process, okay? All right, here's back to both hands. Let's try it together. Ready, set, go. Okay, moving on to the next page here from Again, and we're taking the second ending. There it is. Okay, and again, I'm stopping at the page, but if you feel like you want to continue on, and then end it at the appropriate ending of this section, go ahead. This is just, I'm just, a note for you guys at home. Just for this live stream, again, I just don't want to deal with those awkward page turns, okay? Here we go. Okay, very simple melody, but incredibly beautiful again. All right, here's the right hand. Ready, set, go. Alright, now back to the left hand. I think we kind of, actually no, we can do this little smart cut thing again. So, basic pattern here. That's the first one. Now from there, every street. This pattern, and then every street seems to be fatal. Now from there, so I'm trying to break down these patterns for you as simply as possible. So first one, there we go, and then, alright, now at the bottom of the page, okay, so I just wanted to break that down for you, and let's actually go back and play this entire page in the left hand, okay? Ready, set, go. Going back to both hands. Alright, and you notice I'm doing a lot of demonstration here, so when you're using my tutorials, this should tell you that you need to be watching and observing and listening as much as practicing, okay? Like, you just do a bit of both. Like, studying the video is going to help a lot as well. Alright, let's try it from again. Ready, set, go. Okay, now as you get better at this, you want to be combining this into bigger and bigger sections. So I want to go back and give you these first 3 pages, okay? Actually, I don't want to do that. That doesn't make any sense. Never mind. But as you're doing this, you want to combine this into bigger and bigger sections. So I'm giving you 1 page at a time. Another challenge you could take on is to do 2 pages, okay? And when I say 2 pages, not necessarily pages, but you have let's say you have one small section, you have another small section, you combine that into a bigger section. Now you have a big section. Then you repeat the process with the next part. Small, small, bigger, right? Then you take this bigger section, and make it into a larger section, okay? There's like a pyramid you're kind of building up there, all right? So that's how, it's just basically like building it up. So that's one way to think about it, okay? Okay, so this is kind of like a pretty short song. I think we're almost done here. We got 2 pages left, and just want to ask you guys really quickly, if you have enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, also the like button as well. show me some love if you've liked this video and it's been a valuable learning experience for you. And if you know anyone who would love to learn this on piano, I would appreciate it if you could share it with them as well. All right, here's the next part. Okay, so a lot of movements here. Now on the right hand, warning, someone. So some slight rhythmic differences. All right, so let's try from warming, right hand, ready, set, go. All right, now on the left hand, we have in these couple pages, well, I mean, not the second page. Well, actually, kind of the second page as well. So the pattern you see here in the left hand, everything is a dotted half note. Whenever you have a pattern like this, I think it's really extremely good idea to just shorten it. So don't actually hold it for a half note beat, because when you go back and do the right hand anyway, the rhythm's gonna take care of itself, okay? So I'm just gonna pretty much play all these as like semi-quarter notes, okay? So if we look at the left hand, this, okay? And it's also, again, a good exercise, going back to what I said in the beginning, like that idea of making practice much harder than the actual music, okay? Okay, and I know that's not exactly gonna come you know, very naturally to you. And it's also, you know, one way of training this too, it's almost like a way of sight reading as well, because it trains you to just keep moving forward, and something not that people might not be comfortable with, but just really trying to get to the next note with your eyes and watching it and looking at it as fast as possible, okay? Let me show you one more time, and maybe I'll go a slightly bit slower. Okay, so if you can try that with me, go ahead. All right. If you can't, go ahead and slip. And what is that? There's a button slow down somewhere, and you hit the playback speed, and then try it with me slower if you want. Okay. Ready, go. Alright, so when we go back to both hands, now we're just gonna properly count the tempo anyway, okay? So you don't really have to worry about the rhythm. Oh, let me show you again. Okay, we're gonna try that together. Ready, set, go. Alright, now here's the last page. New day. Oh, I need to explain something. We have a DC out coda. Now, you guys might be familiar with a DS out coda. If you don't know what a DS out coda is, and I have this entire book here. I wonder if I can find an example. Let me see. Okay, here's one. By the way, the sheet music for this, if I can find a single version of it, I'll go ahead and link it in the description. But if you want the entire book, I have recorded this entire book. It's from this collection called Simple Songs, okay? So I'm going back, and here's one song, In the Mood. A DS al coda, I just want to show you real quick. You look for this sign, DS, segno. That's, I believe that's Italian for either sign or symbol. Don't quote me on that. I don't know Italian, okay? But DS al coda means you go back to here, and you start from there, okay? Now, if you look at memory, this one says DC out coda, and if you have no idea what that means, basically just go all the way right back to the beginning. And it's clearly indicated because if you go back, you see 3 lines of verses, okay? So not just 2. So if you're wondering where did that third one come from, that's it. Now when you go back to the beginning, you're gonna look for the coda sign and then just skip to the end coda. Last page, okay? All right, so here is the coda. Left hand is basically a part you don't have to practice. It's just these 3 notes, okay? And then you're just basically holding this. It's all tied at the end anyway, okay? All right, so really no need to practice that. Now, I took that repeat just because that melody is so cool. All right, new day. Here's the right hand. Let me show you. But no, just do it with me together. All right, ready, set, go. We're gonna take the repeat too. Alright, and then you can add a little ritardando there. We have some decrescendo going on as well. So here's both hands together. Okay, so quick recap here, and by the way, don't forget to check out the tutorial if you want to hear this song in its entirety, if you want to hear the entire form. Also, if you're actually going to be playing this for a performance and you're going to take all the repeats and the DC out coda, that's highly suggested as well. So you can watch it. I just played it exactly the way the format is in the music, okay? So quick recap here. In the beginning, you just want to find the basic patterns and practice that. You know, if there are long rhythms, you can shorten that, you can condense it, okay? It's like kind of making the practice harder than the actual music. That's where that concept comes from. Let me see here. You can do a lot of hand separate practice, simplify it when you're doing small parts at a time, connect them into bigger sections. Now also, when you're trying to do bigger sections, you have to realize if your concentration is not there, you're not going to be able to pay attention enough, and that's going to take some time to build up, okay? So if you can't do 2 pages, just stick with 1, okay? If you can't do 1 page, do half a page, and then build it up to 1 page, build up to 2 pages, and eventually you'll have enough concentration to do the entire song, okay? And then don't try to knock this out in 1 day unless it's very easy for you. Like, you know, it's just take your time with it. Be patient. All right, it's like don't cram unless you're cramming. If you have to do this for a performance, then disregard everything I said, right? Now, last thing I want to mention is repetitions. It's much better to space out the repetitions than doing them consecutively, okay? So you want to space it out. Like say you have 10 minutes. You don't want to do repetition, and like 10 minutes the entire time. You know, just pick a number like 3, and then do it within 10 minutes. And then when you're taking a break from that part, you could be practicing something else at the same time. All right. Okay, so that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that like button. Someone hit that like button. Thank you very much. All right, I will see you guys next time. Next live stream is going to be, once again, check the schedule for the live streams. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then if you hit that link in the description, not description, the comment section below, you can see the entire schedule of lessons. Maybe you'll find a song that you enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you for that one, okay? All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate your time. I'll see you guys next week. Happy practicing.